That was... I think I saw my uncle out there. He left a few weeks ago on a trade caravan.
No, it don't mean nothing.
Look,
Be someone.
it's him.
Oh, and boy, over here.
It's him.
Godlike! Winds above! You're really here! I knew I had to find you as soon as I heard you were in Thirdborn.
Chico? When did you get so tall? I almost didn't recognize you.
Kai! You're here too? Now I know Thirdborn is in good hands. We've got to do something about the Dream Scourge. It's worse every day. One of our neighbors wasn't himself, and we can't afford to lose anyone. People like Kai, and my uncle, Kate.
Me? You don't know what you're saying. But Capo, he's the real deal. That old salt's a monster slayer.
That Leviathan hanging over the market? That was his work. Exactly! Uncle Capo's the greatest warrior Thirdborn's ever seen. But, well, I've tried everything to convince him to get out of the house. He may be able, if Thirdborn could see him up on the... I hate to impose, but he's...
Ah, isn't this a surprise? Giada, come say hello.
If you need something, get over here and talk to me. What's taking?
Oh, let me guess. My Nikai sent you. That kid's been muttering about sending some new hero by.
Old man Capo. Glad to see you're still kicking.
Kai, what rock have you been hiding under? Those scales are looking...
Your eyesight finally going? But we didn't come here to talk about my handsome mug. That Nikai of yours still getting underfoot, I take it?
Damn child won't stop. They keep trying to send so-called heroes over to cheer me up. But there's not much point these days. Back when Thirdborn was no more than a husk on the cliffside, I've slain 1,000 Zorops, wrestled rock beetles, even slew the love... and a fair wind... I had but a few harpoons and a single boat that morning. It had taken days. When I found it, the beast heaved itself up. I thrust a harpoon deep... Oh, it took days to tow its body back on the flotsam of my...
I love the story. Even if the fish gets bigger every time.
Ah, well, those days are long past. Still, maybe Chico was honest. Good. I tell you what. This old man would like to ask. I want to see my heart one last time. Will you get it for me? Oh, a Leviathan heart is a rare thing. When left out in the air, it becomes... And I had the only one in the living lands. I couldn't just leave it on my kitchen table now, could I? No, I kept it. But now, I'm dying. I can feel it in my bones. Get it for me, and I'll see. Beyond that, well, I left that old...
Thanks for the tip. We would have
Good luck.
If you need wish I could give it out for free, but I still have to eat. We'd run out of resources if this plague needs to... Anyway, did you need any linens? Silk? Who needs fabric? We still have stock.
If you need skates, we got things for you to kip. Ah, hello, stranger. Welcome. We just keep the peace in and around town.
Used to break up tavern brawls, and now you're what? Supervising everyone who's...
We're just a bit overwhelmed right now. Apparently, some here think I'm not doing... Okay. Let me know when you've taken... I've heard of throwing rocks at people, but not the other way around. It'll be good to have just a... Put him out of his mid... Enjoy skeleton hunting, friend.
You there! Hello, friend. Has anyone mentioned you look especially fungal? I've got a bit of a personal matter. A kind and helpful... Long story short, my friend, I ordered some goods, something I'd rather stay private. Embarrassing. So, I'm quite desperate for a friendly and... Oh, you know, I'm just in... My supplier has sequestered himself somewhere with my package. They communicate through graffiti, if you can believe it. I've not been able to find it. What? No! We certainly don't need to tell Hajime about our... Ah, good. Well, looks like you best be off. Be sure to get... Don't forget your friend Daiko and his completely legal package that you said you'd pick up. Welcome.
You hungry? It's getting harder and harder. That's what they say. Can I get you anything?
Don't forget your friend Daiko and his completely legal package that you said you'd pick up.
If you're going...
My dear envoy. I envy you too.
If he loves the Empire so much, perhaps he should go live there.
How I miss the sight of your strapping tall grass pike. And now you are relegated to the fringes of the Empire, like me. I'm wandering. I am Nagunu, beleaguered captain of an dear Taue Koa Rock.
Nostalgia and alcohol are a dangerous mix.
I am drunk on memory. I only wish I could invite my crew to my table to share. Those are old wounds, envoy, not an... So you...
We followed him through some rough seas, and we're not ready to mutiny. Yet.
You would... I knew the moment. If anyone... Just to the northeast, living by an oasis in the sands. But that's our Taue. Deathly serious, Koa was, about every little thing. He always had a She's a scholar of munitions, happier in the hold with Of course. Oath.
Another day, another drunkard.
Fish! Get your fish!
Gods, they really burned out Esther's house.
Why do you spend so much on glaze, Merrick? Your pots look fine.
They're urns for ashes. They're supposed to look dignified on a shelf.
What does it matter? They're dead. Looks like a wasted coin to me.
Yeah, I'm not taking advice from someone who makes bowls to shit in.
An entire settlement in flames? And they stole your research? Yes. And I'm
18, 19, 20. Wonderful. Full amount.
They can certainly try. Oh, gods. And Adiran, what is it this time?
Don't worry, darling. The official Adiran envoy is here at my request.
What I want to know is why he's in the company of one of our own.
I meant to stop by, but I guess time got away from me.
I'll deal with you later. We have unfinished business. But your friend has some explaining to do. Why have you come to Thirdborn? After what your people did in Emerald Stair, I can't imagine you can... Horseshit. You're under Ludwine's thumb.
I know you're upset, Timothy, but don't take it... I'm furious too, darling. That monster stole my research as But you know that if this Adiran was untrustworthy, I'd kill him myself.
I apologize, Envoy. Eagle's Reach is a slaughter. So my temper is a powder keg, I'm afraid. This isn't a courtesy visit, is it?
But Ludwine and her goons stole all my research on the Godless. She's up to something, and it can't be good.
What do you mean? Oh, gods. And she's going into the Andra's depths. The fact of the matter is, I'm in over my head already. I can't even protect the ruins myself. The Archmage Ringrim has warped the very reality of Shatterscarp. No one's getting in or out without Ringgrim's say-so.
Ringgrim? As in from the...
The very one. I feared you'd be excited. Her presence isn't a good thing, Yatzli. She flew into the Shark's Teeth a few weeks ago, and now that area is an impenetrable wasteland. I heard there's an Adiran who had his mind utterly broken by her. He's still lost out there as far as I know.
The Queen of Terror. But why Naku Kubel specifically? The ruins have stood for centuries, and there are plenty of other places to look. The Circle of Archmagi don't get involved unless there's something they can gain. They're not really known for their altruism.
The truth is, I'm up to my neck in catastrophes. Between the horde of dream thralls pounding on our gates and trying to keep me, I've had to station guards on our borders to control who goes in and out, just to keep everyone safe. I never thought I'd say this, but the Archmage is the least of my... So, Ludwig wants the ruins. But even if I wanted to give them over, Reengrim controls them. And good luck... I didn't know they made adherents with such bravery. You never know. You're likely gonna die a very horrible death, but I pray Galawain will...
Look on the bright side. If we survive this, it'll make a great story.
When an archmage like Reengrim decides they don't want to be disturbed, they make sure of it. There are rumors she uses the bones of the ancient... It's definitely practical, I'll give her that. Although, I wonder if it's because she likes giving trespassers nightmares. I wouldn't blame you if you choose to run away. Head east of here, go back... And Yatzli, be careful.
Oh, don't worry about me.
That's what I'm afraid of. Good. It might convince her to keep you... One last thing. Once you had a moment to settle them, I need your help with something.
How exciting. We're off to see an Archmage. To gain access... I've just the fragrance for such an occasion. I want to make sure I smell my best when she kills her. Meet me by the tavern when you're ready to head out. Make sure all your gear is up to snuff. We are...
Now I'm feeling underdressed.
Did you see the skeleton by the entrance? I want...
Thank you for returning. I wish I could say I didn't actually need your... Some young idiot thirdborners decided they'd form their own militia to protect the region because of course they would. And now, predictably, they're missing. You'd be absolutely right. They have nothing powering them but youthful hubris. Idiots decided they'd train themselves by taking on the Zarups out in the Deadfall Highlands. They haven't come back. Figure out what happened, report back, and I'll scrap. I need to get to Hajime's report.
Don't forget your friend Daiko and his completely legal package.
Yoo-hoo! Over here. Ah, there you are. It's rather... I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the... One does not simply waltz into an archmage... Tell me, dearie, how much do you know... Or you're in hers. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Aeora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Well, Nakukubel is the largest of the godless ruins. It's still... There must be something in there of interest to Reengrim. Probably something powerful. I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Reengrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so... Who's staying be...
I promise we'll get into the right amount of trouble.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun. At least we know where we're going.
How do you feel about poetry?
Poetry? Why the hell are you asking me about poetry?
Do you like it? Oh, come on, you can tell me. Say a few lines of poetry.
Wait. Do you think I have the dream scourge?
No, I don't. But I wanted to be sure, okay? Who said that first?
Trespassers! Hookery in the brush!
Someone's eager to meet us.
Out!
Who disturbs us?
Quiet as a soul.
There in the eyes! They're coming through!
Beyond seek!
Careful, to the left! I'll fix this. Under my protection.
Worth and Roth!
Nicely done.
Defend!
Get it together, Longhorn.
Don't you die on me! I'm coming for Ludwig next.
Time for payback.
What'll I tell everyone back home? Oh, praise Andra, help at last! My squad and I rested in the cave by the water. I was so surprised, and it was so dark.
Look, I can't face those monsters alone. So... Oh, Temerity sent you. Well, yes. You heard about... We have to be prepared to protect ourselves. Plus, Captain Ruiki's great-grandmother was a... You should ask Captain Ruiki. When the Zorbs have been getting closer to town recently. We just wanted to nip this problem in the bud. Oh, we make back. Find those? Be sure to come back as...
We've got more guests, dear. Big to right!
and rock!
Just got the sand out of my bag from my last trip. I'm not used to flying.
Roll against one. The way to go.
And rock! Eggsworth and rock!
The envoy needs healing.
Enemy to the right.
When you do it.
That's done? Who's hungry?
So they were being followed, or hunted.
If you ignore all the dead bodies around, it's a cute little camp.
I wonder what killed him. Probably not the mushrooms. Probably.
Not saying a word.
Keep quiet.
They're coming!
Someone's eager to meet us. Behind you!
What's your flank?
Executadas.
Coming from the left!
and roll! Take worth and roll!
used to quiet.
You there! Over here! At least you took care of those bastards. Don't know why you're here. Wait, Naoki sent you? Well, you can tell him we're all dead. We arrived at the cave last night, made camp, and it all went... Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes.
Someone had to do it. The guards are stretched thin, and with all of the dream... Look, after what happened in Fior, we had to make sure it didn't happen here. The Zorubs, like I said, Private Naoki was on watch. It was a mess. Most died then. The rest... Naoki must have gotten away in the chaos. Well, no one trained us. The Terranui and Thirdborn said they hadn't, but we're Rautaians. Warfare runs in our blood. Private Naoki is a fool. Since we left Thirdborn, he's been running his mouth. We got to hear how many Zorubs he's going to kill and who he thinks is afflicted. The town's been talking about nothing but Fior and the...
It crawls into armor.
It's probably why he was the first one out. Because it was all sudden. Even if the captain had been acting weird lately. No. Captain Ruiki was fine. We were all... If you don't believe me, check her journal. If anything, it might finally convince... Here. I don't have long.
Do you know anyone from the Handicult?
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly... Well, that's what I'm trying to... You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller? Then you get it. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People... Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. Me too. Being back. True. But I can't help but... I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn scene. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with that. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn... Temerity's leading them as best she can, but towards what? For a while, I suppose. Eventually, you need more. What about you? You were sent by your Emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died. You've been consistent. You brought Egwolf to Adir's justice, and the Steel Garrote's attack on Fjord went forward. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides? That kind of clarity is rare. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow. A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense. And something that helps his comrades identify his remains, if needed.
You always hope it...
You hope it won't, but it's an old Rautaian naval trick, and another debt I owe him. I can take watch. I'll be up a while anyway.
Marius, what do you know about snake bites? The dream scourge is getting worse. First off, if we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands. I keep trying. And as if the dream scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the adherents are they haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit. Try not to admire her too much. It's too bad. We're fighting for our... You really think so? My apologies for acting cynical, but... it feels that I don't appreciate being backed into a... Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful. In many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. But Yatzli... she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good. Oh, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly in... She's a smart one. We should be ready for anything. Something... What's on your... I'm afraid not. It's good to be somewhere whenever I'm reminded. You want to... Anyone in particular? Of course! She's brilliant. Open to... Yatzli gave me my first glass of wine. And we have a lot of catching up to do. Indeed. Old friends. When they died, I think that's why she was making sure I could... No one to get jealous over. To call it a relationship would be an insult to the word. Animancy is the study of life. Unfortunately, we get so busy that we forget to live. So a little roll in the hay is good for the soul. Yatzli taught me that. Well, not the part about rolling in the hay. That was my idea, and I don't recommend. Now that she's traveling with us, maybe she can teach you a thing or two. I think that covers everyone. And if my good opinion changes, you'll be the first to hear about it. Anything? What are you... Until next time.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. Probably. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you... I always ask nicely. But as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodation... I'm the only buyer you'll find here. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godly, and I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy... I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. I mean, my arm wasn't the only casualty. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with them? My father was able to pull me from the flames as... I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but... Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it. Like, the only lasting damage was my burn mark in the dreams. Nightmares are still dreams, envoy. Just not one. They're not nearly as enjoyable as my more... Oh. Well, just be sure to have a quick release nod if you ever make that fantasy reality. Someone should learn from my mistakes. I certainly have no intention to.
That's one use for rigging.
As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go? Oh, Well, it's the waiting that makes the payoff so delicious, don't you agree? I can't believe Fjord's gone. I'm going to personally find every steel garrote. I can't believe we were able to get as many out of town. We were lucky that the steel garrote are all so bad. At least we were able to get everyone... Though with everything happening in Thirdborn, at least I know Temerity will keep an eye on them. I think... I know, and she knows. Let's leave it at that. Long enough that I trust her to do her... You see, Emerald Stair has Naku Tedek. For a young and aspiring... And, as a young at heart, that's how I met Temerity. Thirdborn's close to Naku Kubel. And a girl's gotta eat sometime. Yes, why did I choose to settle down with a gorgeous scientist who loves me? I still go out often. I've catalogued many, and coming home to a warm welcome is lovely. Oh, part of it is my sparkling personality, of course. It's hard to hate someone when they drop by your lab with lunch after you've forgotten to eat again. My mother always said that the way to a man's heart was through his stomach. Guilichi and I got together the old-fashioned way, though. I saw a beautiful man across the... Then I dazzled him with my delightful personality. Then he showed me an abandoned ruin outside of town, and I was hooked. Oh, it's not a fairy tale, darling. We've been happy for the most part. Any rough patches got smoothed over well enough. I only thought he's probably thought the same a bit more. I still can't quite believe that everything we've built is gone. It makes you wonder. Me? Well, I suppose that's not... Huh. I'll think on it. Maybe...
Governor Yatzli. I like the sound.
Thank you, Envoy. I feel a little less frazzled. Try. How can I help? We've been traveling together for a little... Did you purposefully choose such color? I mean, I'm very clearly a delight, so it's obvious why you let me stick around. I'd seen Kai around once or twice, and always thought he was charming enough. He's got a sharp tongue, though. Makes me like it. And Marius. I don't know what's lurking. If he reaches out, do try, will you? As for Giada, well, clearly Giada is a gem. As for me, well, I'm just as riveting as you, but the boys are giving me a run for my money. You've got the thorn of a secret... I think your uniqueness goes with... You do strike me as a people person. Tell me, do you get along with all you meet? So, you'll be swarmed by well-wishers then? And some very angry spots. And here I thought I had a wild youth exploring ruins. You might be putting me to shame, dearie. Why do you think Guilichi and I went to Naku Tedek in the first place? Of course, other lovers were less willing. Something about them being... I just think it adds to the... Well, you've satisfied my curiosity. You know, Envoy, we've traveled enough that I think I've gotten... Style of fighting, I mean, your passions. But listening to your incantations, I could probably teach you a thing or two, if you're up for it. What do you say? if such a thing is even possible. What? Talk to one of the boys. See if they can help. Well, I've taught you all I can. Let's hope. Do you think those Adirans were on... or were they onto something? Do you think they could have... I think it was worth a try, at least. I just hope we made the right... I suppose you're right. And we won't get such a chance again. I hate to see it slip through our fingers. Had you left them to their own devices, who knows what we would have gained. A cure might sound far-fetched, but what if they found treatments for the Dream Scourge? And even other ailments? But our loss, I suppose. Well, that's all I had to say. Unless there's something else. How can I help? Well, I suppose you've earned that much. Though between your dreams and mine, it's a wonder anyone gets any sleep around here. You remember that I nearly burned my family home? It was an accident, and I paid for it. Well, shortly after all that, it started at first with a fire. Just flames, crackling. I thought it was a little weird, but nice. But then, I learned more every time. I assumed it was a library, at least, to explain why there were so many tablets lining the walls. No, there's someone else there, but... In the library, there's just one person. But they do the same thing every night. They curl up in a chair, then the fear comes. A low, deep banging starts, and it rattles, and it replaces the beat of your heart with this droning on and on.
A beat, steel feet.
And then, as it just gets louder and louder, and right before it gets there...
You've been listening to too many of Giada's ghost stories.
And let me tell you, waking up in a cold sweat does nothing for my fur. I could always use more. It's strange. I suppose I must like you quite a bit, Envoy. Now don't let... I suppose we should try and get some rest now. I'll have some tea ready.
So, come to Shatterscarp often?
Are you flirting with me, Marius?
Listening to Yatzli's thoughts about God... Well, don't you think it's a little convenient? You need to go somewhere no one ever goes. If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Bothered? Pedraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as... I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't... Anyway. Thanks for talking.
Do you think you could teach me to shoot?
Sure, but why? You know spells that'll knock an ogre on their back.
I've seen some very pretty guns. I think the right one would fit with...
If you ever feel your education... Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well. If there's any... Unfortunately, no. Really? What's the last thing I said? Well, aren't you the clever one? Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept. That's all I have to teach you for now. Out. Thanks for talking.
seeds of change. Their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe. The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will The dam falls. The river returns to its source. It is how the land was, and we want all of them gone. We wish for life. Death. The spider devours her mate. We ponder, dream of shifting sands now. We will speak again.
Hello again. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened? Wow. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Look, I don't know what you think you know, or what he told you. The captain had been acting weird for days. She was giving orders to people who weren't there. Not just the captain either. Manu was jumpier than usual. Kiri seemed compelled to echo our words back to us. Even Sergeant Asui. It was more than just stress. Everyone was sick. And it was only a matter of time before it was brought home to Third Born. I think I would know if I was sick. Someone had to leave and let the others know what happened. Look, you either believe me or you don't. Just give me their badges and I'll let their families know. What? No, I refuse to die after all that!
We've got company!
And rough!
Nicely done!
Nothing to peddle here. Wouldn't you be?
Thirdborn. Oh, terrible state of affairs. I tried to tell them my vapors would protect their mind.
Does your soul reside in your nose? No? Then you have your answer.
Nonsense! My grandfather sailed the high seas for 30 years, but it's no use. Thirdborn's past save. The better question is why you're not running from it, and I'm far too pressed for time to... Ingrate. Cures, tonics, and poultices for sex.
Hey, you there. Good. I've built up... I've got an... They are, but...
Not saying a word.
We've got company. Envoy.
Egworth and Roth!
Couldn't have done it better.
dear.
Look out!
Oh, big mistake. It looks easy when you do it.
Greetings and salutations, traveler. Well, but once used. No, my vision's perfect. It probably wasn't even venomous. The bite's not even that itchy. Oh, damn. I thought we got them all. I'm sure I'll be fine. Really? Daiko? Can I ask just what he... You're the one who made things complicated. It's just like Daiko. Now that I've done all the legwork, he's always been like this ever since we were children. No, it's no big deal. You go outside, find some dead dream thralls, and slice off. Then you bring them back home, grind them up, and snort them.
Oh, of course. When you say it that way.
Name one time when talking is ever... This is what I get for mixing business and family. I thought that since Daiko and I were twins, we'd be similar enough. Now you tell me. Here's the package you wanted. That'll... Whoa. I'm fine, just a little woozy. It'll... Will you really not pay me?
Oh dear. Not blessed with brains, was he?
The first one's always free.
Oh, I get it. A free sample. And in that case...
Well, the optimism is commendable. If...
Oh, and be careful. It's tell your friends. Actually, before you go, am I the only... Oh, I don't feel so good.
Dead? Told him that spider bite wasn't supposed to be the size of a melon, didn't I, Shizu?
Yes,
Well, shit.
What do we do now?
Well, maybe if we're quick, the animancers... Well, shit.
What do we do now?
Well, maybe if we're quick, the
They say!
That'll show him. Let's finish this.
Look out!
I should invest in a tower.
And rock! Listen!
Could we find some shade? I'm stuck in a fur coat here.
We've got company!
Holy God! Please, you have to help my friends! They were good people. Their souls can't rest. Please, my gods. How did this happen? Yes, Helion. Thank you. Find me.
Think of it this way. They're already gone.
The branch
We're just taking care of the remains. Let's finish this.
Disturbs us. They're coming. Nice one.
Party on the block.
Couldn't, but you helped them. Old Nagunu, but I don't understand. Why should I? What if he... But maybe it's time to turn and face things. All right.
You won't have to look hard for courage.
Thank you all.
I hope it works out for him. This is where the captain told us to go.
Enjoy the pain.
reputation is well deserved. We should lend a hand.
Envoy!
Oh, I'm no...
Some sneaky bastard put a dart trap. Have you got any healing skills? Gods. Don't I know it now?
What's your business here? Spying?
Captain Weemgar wanted us to see what kind of shape the tower was in. The trap's got the others, though. Whoever did it is probably out there planning their next move. You've got to finish this. Root them. Thanks. I just have to make it back. One step at a time.
You die to the trap, only to become a part of it. Morbid, but clever.
Take worth and rock! and rot!
Step lightly. You can't be too careful.
Wait. If you're going to open that, I'm going to take a few steps back.
There has to be another way. We dodged a bullet there. We could make short work of those bars, with a little cleverness and force.
Eckworth and Roth!
Still my heart. That did it. Finally, a little room to breathe.
I finished the last of the traps.
Nearly. Hard pressed to take it from us without losing him.
Look alive, Hayako. The wind's blown us more Adiran company.
Stop! Take one more step and mark my words, I'll cut you down.
You can try, as many others have before you.
And I'll warn you, Hayako doesn't miss. Go on then. Identify yourself, Adiran. What do you think? The idea is to prevent Adir from taking this tower. It's on one of Thirdborn's biggest trade routes.
We see your little outpost. We know you want it for yourself.
Hold the tower, and you hold Thirdborn. Even if we can't keep it forever, we can buy Temerti time. Adir showed us what they wanted the day they raised Fjord. It's every town for itself now.
Katoa, enough. Let's kill him and be done with it. That should send a message all the way to Paradise. You think it hasn't already fallen? Your troops are moving on.
We've seen your patrols. We've been watching your outpost.
Look at what your garrote did to Fjord. If Adir won't budge...
We'll give you one last chance. We'll only warn you once.
Oh, and you know about defending territory, do you? You want us to cry for dead Adirans? Is there anything you won't sink to?
He's trying to sympathize. When Andra sends a boon, it's best not to question it.
I don't like any of this, but...
We'll clear out of this tower, but one whiff of it... And don't think this means we trust you.
Huh. Impressive. Those took the two of us a long time to set up.
You're a strange one, Envoy. Maybe parting here is for the best. Convinced by an Adiran. What's this world coming to?
just have to make it back. One step at a time.
Your reputation is well deserved. Toa and Haya, despite their clumsy methods, they were just defending. That is more understanding than most of your countrymen. I only bring it up because people are growing wary of your empire. When they take their anger out on you, don't judge them too hard. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest. What do you want to know? You know me. Not before I've done some reading.
At least I know how to deal with those sorts of things. Yatzli's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? No, why would I be? I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin. I'm sure we'll be fine. Anyway. Let's make sure. Who do you want to talk about? Giada's a mystery to me. Most of them would just as soon turn your soul into jewelry as look at you. She's smart, thoughtful. So, yeah, I don't understand her. Ask away. If you're asking about the ruins and shrines and all that, this place is deadly enough without the ghosts. Sometimes I bring some. I don't blame them. Let's see. It gets cold out here at night. I like to camp. You'd be surprised how many people. Though if you don't drown, what do you need? Right. Pleasant dreams.
Hey, I know your emperor sent you here to represent, but the Steel Garrote raising Fior has gotta make... I mean, for you, personally. The cruelty we saw, it's hard to reconcile that. I just wanted to know how you're feeling. Yeah, I told you about my time seeing what we did there, what we allowed. Enough about me, though. I hear that. Unfortunately, it makes venturing through the treacherous wild seem like... Anyway, I just want... This may be your... What's on your mind? The story goes that a lot of the first arrivals were Rawatayans without other prospects. Too low on the... Exactly. Rawatai's an inhospitable environment. The Rawatai's got a big navy that all... Of course not. We've also got... But they're not the ones who built Thirdborn. It started as a convenient harbor for pirates and mercs to like bold or desperate fishing crews from Rawatai. That tells you something about the people. Over time, those early arrivals built huts. Well, that brought in a steady trickle of veterans, roughy people looking for fresh adventure, or... bit of both, I guess. I've got a lot of... and the longer I stayed away... Until you came along, I thought I'd be able to avoid it. Thirdborn's missing a lot of familiar faces. Like they're cut from a different cloth, a more delicate... I guess a lot's changed in 60. Thirdborn's only survived because the people were up. I just hope the people living behind those walls know how to... If you can believe it. Right. I didn't think it was possible to talk them down, but... Those two fought for Rawatai in the Deadfire. They learned how to disrupt enemy. They'd have nipped and poked at your comrades at Eagle's Reach until Adler, all while the two of them remained secure. Nor I, but this goes beyond. Thirdborn's under threat, but if loose cannons like them fire at...
They lash out like cornered animals.
Still, better not to give them one. Or they'll have us fighting on too many fronts. Stunts like theirs will only draw the ire of the Steel Garrote, or... Believe me, I want to be wrong about this. The Living Lands is changing. We've got more ships coming to port. If it's not Adir... I'd never met Naoki. Riki was a ship's carpenter with the Rawatai Navy years ago. Manu was a deckhand on a pirate ship. Stopped in Thirdborn with his crew to resupply, and... Kiri, he was a sweet kid. For the longest, I thought that was for the best. Me too.
This wasn't your fault. They just weren't ready.
Because there weren't enough seasoned soldiers. The Thirdborn's in dire strait. And You're asking me? Okay, who do you want to know? She's got a lot of heart, and she's loyal to... Giada's lost her home, but kept her resolve. It takes us... She'll have a lot to figure out after all this. She's young. Until then, there are certainly... You know, just when I was thinking our little group was getting too... Sometimes I think she lives in her ruins and grimoires rather than in the real world. But she keeps things interesting, and what's more, she's a good friend to Giada. And Giada's a good influence on her. I'm pretty sure Yatzli flirts with everybody. Don't get me wrong, she's a striking woman, but I'd never get in the middle of something like that. Yeah, and both of those subjects fly way over my head. I just hope she keeps some part of herself. She's brilliant, but I worry that the real-world consequences... Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, but only if you let me turn that question around once I've answered you. I think you've been trusted with a nearly impossible task. But as I've gotten to know you, I think that if anyone can stop the Dream Scourge, it's you. What's more, you've got your head and your heart in the right place. You haven't let your duties or loyalties get in the way of being decent and reasonable. At the end of the day, I'm proud to fight alongside you. And there you have it. Your turn now. Oh, well, that's nice of you to say. I don't mean to be rude. That's just more praise than I... Enough about... Sure. Get some rest, envoy.
You know, people don't think steam thistle has any medicinal properties.
Oh?
Singing sand. The teeth and the dew. A lion kneels. What ruled the land alone now seeks the safety of the pride. A crystal shimmer. We feel the people of... We smell desperate. They turn. The rose does not depend on them. We look deeper. Or what do you know of this? For years, we watched the Akita share their gifts, promises. The tide recedes from one land, through its waves sink. A bird in flight, a stag runs free. We knew this. New leaves. A bush unfurls amid the suffering. How can it sprout? From what well does it... Four arms build together. A fence. We have learned much.
Who needs fabric? We still have stuff.
Oh, you're back. What do you want? Really? Which one? One less thing for me to worry about. Thank you. Enjoy your skates. One less thing... Well, off you go. Wait, was it an elf and they're too strange?
No comment. Whoever we did or didn't see, I didn't see or not see them.
Oh, they're very well known. Thanks for letting me know, Envoy. What did you even get from... Sure, whatever you say. I wish this was the dumbest thing these two have done. I think they were born tricksters. They certainly found their fun at my expense growing up together. Our parents had to step in more than once to get them in line. Guess it just never took.
They were so exhausted from making a family, they didn't have the stamina to support one.
Didn't you know? The twins are my brothers. Though I guess I can see the confusion. I do take more effort. I'll have to have a talk with them, especially now that Aiko and his friends won't be allowed back. I worry for all the children of Adir if the concept of family is confused. Just because I'm not their natural brother doesn't mean I'm not their brother. This isn't the first time they've done... well, not exactly this. But I suppose it was only a matter of time before... well, seems like I have to thank you for letting... I should check in on Daiko, too. I hope he's not crying. I never know. Here, we have... I'll take the drugs from here.
Give me the news. Any real soldier would know the worst crime against his brothers in arms is desertion. He should have stayed with them to the end. I'll make sure these badges are given to the surviving family.